Have you ever wondered just how powerful your mind can be? What if I told you that your mind has the power to heal your body in ways that go beyond what we ever thought possible? Imagine being diagnosed with cancer and being told there's little hope. Picture living with an autoimmune disease that leaves you in constant pain. Think about the despair of losing your sight or hearing. For many, these are daily realities. Realities that seem unchangeable, unescapable. But what if I told you that there are people who have defied these odds using nothing but the power of their own mind? People who have healed from cancer, reversed autoimmune disease, regained their sight, their hearing, and recovered from injuries that should have left them incapacitated for life. And the idea that your mind can influence your body is not just some new age fluff. It's real, there's real science behind it, and it's happening now. Researchers have been studying this for years, and the evidence is clear. The stories are not miracles. We all have the power to influence our own biology, to rewrite the story of our health, and to overcome the seemingly impossible. So today, I invite you to take a journey with me into the realm of mind-body connection. We'll break down the science behind it, hear some real-life examples and stories, and learn practical techniques to harness this power for yourself. Hi, my name is Gabriel, and welcome back to my channel. If you click the like button below before we get started, that would be amazing, so the algorithm can show this video to more and more people, and I truly believe everyone in the world should watch this video. And if you're new or haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. I'm a very small channel, and your support will really help me so much. Now, let's dive into the future of healing and discover the true power of our minds. This is not just a video, by the way, it's a revolution. Let's begin, shall we? Alright, science first. To make you understand how to heal, it's really important to understand what happens every time you think a thought. And don't worry, I'll make it extremely easy to understand. Because your thoughts are not just abstract concepts floating around in your head, they are real electrical impulses traveling through your brain cells that have both chemical and physical consequences on your body. So let's say today you think a thought like, I hate my boss, I can do this, or I'm wrong, just to give you a few common examples. These electrical impulses are transformed into chemical messages called neurotransmitters. So when you think the thought, I hate my boss, that thought would produce a bunch of, let's call them, stress and angry chemicals. These chemicals gets passed down from brain cell to brain cell, making a path eventually moving to your body, making you feel now stress and anger. And this is not just an emotional response, it's a physical one too. Your heart rate increases, your muscles might tense up, and you might even feel a tightening in your chest. These are just the physical manifestations of your negative thoughts. But here's where it gets a little bit scary. Those chemicals don't just float around aimlessly with no purpose. Very far from that. They get distributed to the cells in your organs, and your body starts to literally change on a cellular level. And you can think of these stress and angry chemicals as unwelcome guests in your cells, because your cells now have to process those chemicals alongside their regular tasks. And this eventually leads to self-dysfunction since something is off. These chemicals trigger what's called an epigenetic effect inside the cells, and if a cell lives in an environment of toxicity, like in this case, the effect will be toxic. And over time, the dysfunction caused by these chemicals will ultimately lead to disease, because your cells, your organs, your body are just not working right anymore. And it all started from a single thought. But let's break down what I meant with epigenetic effect, because I really want you to understand how it happens. Epigenetics is the study of how our behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes work. And the environment is not just the air you breathe or the food you eat, it's also your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. In this case, it's your stress and angry chemicals generated from you thinking about your boss. Now, each of your 36 trillion cells have this barrier called membrane that has antennas-like receptors on it, and these receptors will pass the signals from your stress and angry chemicals to your cell's nucleus where your DNA is stored. This causes certain chemical tags to attach to your DNA, and these tags can turn on or off specific genes. In the case of chronic stress and negative thinking, for example, genes that promote inflammation and stress response get turned on, while genes that help repair damage and maintain health gets turned off. Just imagine for a moment your DNA is like a giant library of books. Each book represents a different gene. Epigenetic is like putting sticky notes on some of those books with instructions on whether to read them more often or to avoid them altogether. And when you're constantly stressed, your body might put sticky notes on those inflammation and stress response books saying, read this a lot, while the healing and repair books gets completely ignored. And once certain genes are turned on or off, they start to affect how your cells function. If genes that promote inflammation are activated, your cells will begin to produce more inflammatory chemicals. This inflammation that spreads throughout your entire body, activating various organs and systems. And over time, disease happens. Again, it all started from a single thought. And one more thing, when your thoughts and feelings are negative, changes in your gene expressions will not only weaken your immune system and change the way your brain works, but also disrupts your mood, creating a feedback loop where negativity breeds even more negativity. Now, the question I have for you is, how many of those thoughts you think a day? And if the answer might scare you, please don't worry, because if negative thoughts can make you sick, it also means that positive thoughts can make you well. It's the same process, it works the exact same way, just in reverse. So if you just change the way you think, you change the way your body works. So now that we've explored the power of your thoughts, let's look at some fascinating studies and real stories while diving deeper into the power of our beliefs and the incredible influence of our subconscious mind. And let's start by talking about the placebo effect, which I'm sure you've already heard about it before. The placebo effect is a fascinating phenomenon where people experience real improvements in their health after taking a treatment that has no real therapeutic effect, where a patient is healed by belief alone with nothing but a sugar pill. So it's not the treatment that's making them better, but their belief in the treatment. Let me share with you this very powerful real story published in 1975. So there was this terminally ill man named Mr. Wright who was dying from cancer and had only a few days left to live. But Mr. Wright, however, was still hopeful since he had learned about this new wonder anti-cancer drug that he truly believed it would cure him. So he begged for a dose, and his doctor, even though he doubted the drug would help him at this late stage, granted his wish. 10 days passed, and to everyone's surprise, his cancer miraculously disappeared. But then, after a few months, the press reported that the drug actually turned out to be ineffective, and despite the full recovery, his cancer came back, just like that, after watching the news. But the story is not done, because the doctor in charge, after seeing how powerful Mr. Wright's beliefs were on his body, decided to deceive him, telling him that the drug was effective but the dose just needed to be doubled. So he injected distilled water into him and his cancer receded once again. And so through sheer belief alone, Mr. Wright manifested his own recovery. Now, the concept of belief is very important to understand, and you can think of a belief like a thought that you repeated over and over again, year after year, that has now become part of your subconscious program. In other words, your beliefs are deeply ingrained thoughts that operate below your conscious awareness. And research has shown that about 95% of all of your thoughts are actually subconscious, meaning they run automatically in the background without you even realizing you're thinking them. I hope you're beginning to understand what this means for your health and whether you will heal or not. Now, let me share with you another powerful study, more recent this time, from 2002. So in this study, Dr. Bruce Musley gathered 180 patients that needed a knee surgery, but only some of them received the actual procedure. The rest was tricked and received a fake surgery, where even the incision was made, but the rest of it was just pure theater. Post-surgery was identical too, same pain meds, same rehab process, all of it. And guess what happened? Those who went under this fake surgery reported the same reduction in pain as those who got the real one. Please wrap your head around this. It wasn't the surgery that worked its magic, but the belief that they were healed. And on the flip side of this, we got the nocebo effect, where our beliefs don't make us better, but makes us worse. Let me share with you another powerful story. So in a 2007 study, a 26-year-old man who was participating in a clinical trial in antidepressants was rushed to the hospital after an attempted overdose. After a bad fight with his girlfriend, he decided to take all of the 29 pills that he was prescribed for the study. And the man's blood pressure was dangerously low and he nearly almost died, but thankfully the doctors were able to stabilize him, and after doing some testing, they found no evidence of any drugs in his system. So what happened? It was later found out that the young man was in the placebo group, meaning he just took non-active sugar pills. So he literally overdosed in his own negative thoughts. Let that sink in. How many people out there are actually getting sick only because of their negative thoughts and beliefs? Okay, now that you understand the powerful impact that your thoughts and beliefs have on your health and how your mind and body are so intrinsically connected, you might be wondering, how can I use this knowledge to heal? How can I harness the power of my mind to improve my well-being? What practical techniques and strategies can I use? The work is actually easier than you think, but it requires willingness and consistency. The foundation of this three-step process that I'm about to share with you now is based on the scientific evidence that by altering your mental and emotional states, you can activate specific genes associated with both healing and overall well-being. Remember, every thought you think and every emotion you feel have a physical impact on your body. This process is also based on the countless of healing stories that I've received from my students and my own personal work and research over the years. Now, the first step is entering a state of deep meditation. And when I talk about meditating for healing, I'm not talking about sitting alone and breathe for a few minutes, although that alone has already incredible effects on both your mental and physical health. But I'm talking about meditation as a gateway to access your subconscious mind and reprogram it. Because as I mentioned earlier, most of all of your thoughts and beliefs are subconscious, meaning you think and believe that way without you even knowing. So by consciously repeating, for example, the thought, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, is definitely not enough and won't really do that much. And by the way, I've also made a completely free step-by-step 3-day course that will teach you all about reprogramming your subconscious mind and can be a perfect companion to your healing process. You can simply get it by clicking the link in the description. But now, going back to meditation, when you begin to meditate, you allow your brain waves to slow down, moving them from the high-frequency beta waves associated to normal waking consciousness and active thinking to the slower theta waves. And theta waves are associated with relaxation and healing and allow you to access your subconscious mind, making it now open to suggestions. This is the state where your subconscious mind becomes receptive to new ideas. This is the state where you can reprogram it. Let me share with you now how to get started with meditation. You don't need to overcomplicate it. All I need you to do is sit down comfortably somewhere, put some music in the background, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Simply focus on the sensations of your breath entering and leaving your body. And if your mind wanders, which it will, gently bring your awareness back to your breath. That's all. If you're new, begin with just 5 minutes a day for a week, then move up to 10 minutes and so on. And believe it or not, this is actually the hardest part of the process. Now, step 2. Self-affirmations. Right after your meditation, the gate to your subconscious now is wide open, and without opening your eyes and without breaking your state, it's time to introduce self-affirmations and new thoughts to your mind. So your homework is to select and write down a few positive statements that resonate with you before doing this work. Like, I am healing, I love myself and my body, just to give you a few examples, but it's very important that you create your own. Simply write them down, become familiar with them, repeat them and feel them in this state. Then, step 3. Feel your healing taking place. All I need you to do right after this step is to simply feel as if your healing already took place. So you can truly prepare your body biologically ahead of your healing. So how would that feel if you were healed? Whole, grateful, inspired? Just feel them as much as you can in your entire body. This is crucial. And if this helps, you can also visualize yourself being healed. But again, it's the emotion which truly matters. It's the emotion that will turn off the genes associated with disease and turn on genes associated with health. And if you really struggle coming up with an emotion, just focus on gratitude, because gratitude means that what you wish for, you already have it. So use something in your life that you're grateful for, whether it's big or small, and just stay with the feeling. You repeat this entire process every single day, and trust me, your body will begin to change. It's just the way it works. And make sure you start small, like 10 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of affirmations, and 5 minutes of feeling your future. And again, build up from there. Do it as much as you can, even multiple times a day. And then I really suggest you to build this practice up to 20 minutes for each step. So 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of affirmations, and 20 minutes of feeling your future. So you get yourself at least 1 hour a day to do this work. And I know it may sound like a lot, but would you not want to spend 1 hour a day to be healed? And after you do this work, what I really want you to start practicing is to start to feel that way even when you're not meditating, even when you're not in that state. Can you feel the feeling of being healed, the feeling of your future when you're driving to work, when you're just walking, when you're doing your dishes? This is crucial, because to heal, we need to be able to think greater than how we currently think. We need to be able to feel greater than how we currently feel. And the more you repeat thinking and feeling that way, the quicker your healing will come. And if you're ready to take this journey even further and want to dive deeper into mastering these techniques, I invite you to put your information down in the link in the description to be notified when my 4-week meditation mastery program opens up again. In this live course, we'll go in depth with each step, providing you with the tools and support you need to make lasting changes in your health, the same tools my students have used to heal themselves. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please click on the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, if you're someone who healed with nothing but your mind, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your story. And remember, you change your mind and you change your biology.